It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With
John
ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
John, you look different.
I feel different.
Ah.
I've had a makeover.
I think we're just going to call you Ryan for this week, even though it says John on the screen.
I demand to be called John.
Fine, you can be John.
I'm sure I got to do the weather at some point, so call me John during that segment.
Laura's already in the chat trying to tell us it's Thursday.
Bullshit, Laura.
I know it's not Thursday.
I work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I know exactly what fucking day it is.
And now to share the show, because I didn't get us on stream on time. We were a couple of seconds late there.
Oh, whoops.
Oops.
Oh, hello.
I think we're on all WNY. We're on all WNY. That's something. I remembered to do that.
Nice. We've made it. I feel very present in the moment.
She says your name isn't Ryan. So
that's fine.
Anyway.
My name's John.
His name's John today.
My middle initial's a J, so we can just call me Ryan John for the time being.
Perfect. What's the J actually stand for?
Joseph.
Ah.
Ryan Joseph.
My middle name is literally the letter J.
Really?
Yeah. Doesn't stand for anything. It is just a J.
Joe J. That's
J,
like a Homer J. Simpson, right?
But his middle name is actually J-A-Y.
It's just literally a J.
And literally, I used to date this girl who didn't have a middle name. So between the two of us, we had one letter for a middle name.
Nice. That's like a third of a middle name between the two of you.
Yeah.
I like it. Very
much.
minimalist, very modern.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
So you seen any good football games lately?
Like zero, maybe? Nah, man, I don't know. It's, I assumed my mug here and my hat were going to invite that. I know your hat. So here's the part.
I haven't taken this hat off all season, bros.
Dude, don't take it off, man. You guys got to beat the Chiefs. Congratulations to you as a Niners fan. Congratulations to everybody who is...
I will say I've taken it off during a few games. I've set it right over here, and then the game has turned around. So
oh, nice.
That happened on Sunday.
So you have the ability to change the outcome of the game with the hat.
Halfway through, at halftime, I took the hat off, I set it down, and then the Niners made that epic comeback. So
that was an incredible comeback. I've done this so many times throughout the course of watching sports, and I know I shouldn't do it, but at halftime, I was like, dude, the Lions are going to the Super Bowl. Like, it's just going to happen. They're decimating the Niners. And no, it was epic. The Lions shat their ass in the second half, but the 49ers didn't fuck up, and Purdy commanded the offense, which I don't think anybody expected. If you get him playing at that level and you have McCaffrey, the 49ers are, I'm not going to say shit, but they're going to be a good team in the game coming up. So let's fucking go, man. I'm happy for you.
I made the reference of, we just beat we beat Eminem's Sagat, and now we got to go beat Taylor Swift's M. Bison, right? So
oh my God.
We got to beat the final boss here.
I sincerely hope that you do, because I just can't handle Mahomes winning another one.
Laura's under the impression that this guitar amp is a briefcase, apparently.
I mean, it kind of is. It carries your work,
I guess.
It carries your work inside of it. Yeah, exactly. Instead of documents, you just got to bring a bunch of noise with you.
I get to bring that. We moved back in with Ted.
Oh, nice.
Different building. We're over on Sheridan Military.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Your old building.
Yeah, our old spot. Nice.
In between our old spot and your old spot, which was also our old spot. So
nice.
I walked in. I'm like, dude, if we're getting that room that with the floorboards and the flood, like we ain't taking it. God. He said, oh no, that's fixed. And then he gave us the room next to it. Like, all right, cool, we're good.
Dude, I loved that space so much and that building. So many cool people jam there. It's such a cool hangout spot. Like, it sounds really good. But yeah, if your space floods 3 times in the space of like 6 months, it's time to move on. Yeah. Musical equipment is not cheap. I felt so bad for how I treated Ted in that situation too. I was such a dick to him. I didn't really know him very well, and I was treating him like you would treat a landlord that you were filing legal documents against,
Right.
which was overzealous to say the least. Ted is the man, and I
Yeah.
was a fucking
Oh,
like,
dude,
dickbag to him.
I've known Ted way before I was ever renting spaces from him. So I'm
Yeah.
actually going to lower this desk a little because it's.
Well, Ted, you're a great guy.
there we
If you happen to be watching this, sorry I yelled at you when the space flooded. You're a good guy. We like renting from you and hanging with you.
Yeah, I went and met up with him last week, and Ian was there for Cardboard Homestead. He was doing some repairs on the building or something.
Oh, no shit.
If I would have known that, I would have brought him the money that's been sitting here for him for the last year and a half.
Shit, I haven't seen Ian in a fucking hot minute, man. I don't think I've seen him since we played with him like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, same. I don't think I've seen him since the last time I booked him.
It's almost like
So.
Cardboard Homestead plays every weekend or something. How do we never fucking see them?
Right?
Ah, well, whatever.
Jeez, I didn't come to this show prepared at all. I didn't have music set up. I didn't have...
This show doesn't need any preparation. This is just winging it. It's the punk
Usually
rock
it's just
version of a
winging it.
podcast.
You know what I watched this morning was I watched Wayne's World for the millionth time. Now you've seen Wayne's World a bunch of times, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Now you know the Stairway to Heaven scene.
Yeah.
Now you know he in the home video releases he's not playing Stairway to Heaven. Legal reasons.
That's right.
They
Yeah,
didn't
it's a
wanna-
completely different. Yeah.
They wanted so in the theatrical version he was playing Stairway. Led Zeppelin wanted $100,000 for them to use that, and for 29 years, that was not like you didn't hear him play Stairway. If you watch it on Max, he's playing Stairway.
No shit.
Yeah, I found that out last night, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm watching Wayne's World.
Wow, would they finally fork over the $100,000, or did Led Zeppelin just the remaining members of Led Zeppelin stop giving a shit?
I guess. Laura has good news at the top. She has to go at the top of the next hour. She has a meeting with Scott about the future of the show. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, nice. Yeah, put in a good word for us.
All WNY awards nominations start tomorrow. Not voting. Nominations. Submit who you want to nominate for each category once, and it will be in there. You don't have to stuff the ballot boxes.
Nominate Shambles and spell it wrong every time so that we show up 20 times. No, Shambles hasn't done shit in a while, so yeah, don't nominate us. We haven't been doing shit. We've been sitting on our asses.
There's a show going on this weekend that's kind of stealing your gimmick a little bit. The Zack Street Boys.
Yeah.
Saturday night at Stamps are doing Blink 182 versus Green Day.
Oh, nice. Good for them.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking forward. I'm going to that one.
Oh, that's a fucking
There's
blast.
so many good shows this weekend too. Like the one time there's actually like really good shows. It's like, nah, I'm gonna go see this cover band. Sorry, guys.
Sometimes that shit's how it goes, man. I wish we could say that's our gimmick, but I think that's basically how everyone from my generation learned how to play guitar. It's just Blink-182 and fucking Green Day, so that can be anybody's gimmick.
Tomorrow is 30 years since Dookie came out.
No shit. I was just watching the When I Come Around music video earlier today, wondering why every single punk video from like 1992 to 2001 was just people walking down the street while the song played. Like, fucking When I Come Around, what was the other one? Fucking Distillers, Young Craze Peeling, Tiger Army had that one, Cupid's some shit. I don't know. Like, and the point is, in picking like weird, obscure ones, every video was just that, walking down the street while the song played.
Yeah. I watch the 90s music video channel a lot when I'm working and trying to stay awake. So that way, like in between jobs, I can just unmute the TV and just watch and just have good music playing.
Hell yeah.
And like I've definitely seen that When I Come Around video a couple of times. So
Yeah. It's a great video, man. I had International Super videos on DVD before we even had the fucking internet.
Yeah.
And I wore that thing out. I just
bet.
watched that shit over and over and over. Very formative. So, yeah, great video.
I've seen over the last. I took a picture because the Royal Rumble was the other day and John was coming over, so I set up the projector and like the Blink 182. One of the what fucking video was that? All the Small Things video where they're running around naked.
Oh, that's What's My Age Again?
What's My Age Again? Yeah, I knew it was one of the two of those. But yeah, that came on the music video channel, and it's in 16:9. So I'm like, perfect. I can adjust the screen to this video. Naked Blink 182 on the screen. Speaking of which, Mark says you should be wearing no shirt.
Mark really wants me to enter into the OnlyFans game. And I
he
gotta
does.
say, I've considered it, but I don't know. I've secured alternative sources of income, so I don't necessarily think that I need to learn that particular art at this point in time. Plus, I'd rather leave it to the imagination. You don't want to see how my chest looks right now either. I had to wear a fucking Holter monitor because I've got my family has a genetic heart condition, which I learned that I don't have, so that's good. But I had to wear the fucking monitor, and before I put it on, you know, they make you do a fucking stress test and shit. They're slapping the things on you, and the lady goes, "Okay, I need to shave you," and I'm laughing, like, ha ha ha, yeah, no, that's very funny, Kelsey, nice job. And I turn around and she's got a razor, and she's like, "No, I need to shave you." And I just kind of stood there, and she put on zero shaving cream, just.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it didn't hurt at all, but she, you know, well, it hurt a little, but you know, whatever. She shaved me, slapped the things on me. Anyways, I have a hairy chest, and right now there's just a V right here where there's no fucking hair, and it is so itchy. You are going to hear me itching as we move forward.
I bet.
Yeah. But hey, I don't have hypertrophic cardiomyopathy that we can detect at this point in time. So sober January ends tomorrow. I'm going to party.
Nice. Yeah, I just bought a lather brush for shaving.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, instead of because like I was using shave butter, and then the shave butter that I had on like Amazon Subscribe and Save, they're like, we don't have it in stock. Like, well, fuck. So I happen to have like just a small can of shaving, like a travel can of shaving cream, and I was using that, and that started to run out. I'm like, fuck, what do I do? So I was like, you know, I should get one of them lather brushes. So I got the lather brush and little dish of shaving cream soap.
Wow.
And
it's almost like you're at like a barber shop or something.
I might as
like
well
hot
be, dude.
shaving yourself.
I might as well be.
It's an interesting start to this podcast. We're talking about shaving each other. This is a weird.
We're not talking about shaving each other.
Well, yeah, we're talking. Yes, each one of us are talking about shaving ourselves. I bet Mark is having a fucking blast right now.
He said he'd certainly contribute to your OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'll let you know. We'll see what happens.
Laura says Joe shaves. I don't think it's working. I don't actually. Right here, right down here. It's all good.
Yeah, if Joe didn't shave, he would have that same hair growing out of his forehead and shit. So.
Maybe not my forehead.
Hey man, I'm using
my hairline starts about here, so hence why I have to shave.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Keep it clean.
Yeah. No, man, I was tempted to buy, like, they have the straight razor kit, like the safety razor. So I was tempted to buy that because it came with the brush and the soap and all, and it's like, oh man, you know, like, I kind of want that. And I'm reading the reviews, and the one guy's like, yeah, you know, this thing sucks. It's like I keep catching all my hair and it keeps cutting me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of worried about that. And I want to kind of talk to Jay from On the Cinder because I know he's got the straight razor. I want to see how he liked it, if he's still using it. And
this is weird. I think I remember him telling me about that last time I saw him. I didn't realize like shaving methodology would become such a common topic of discussion, but I suppose as I enter middle age here, you know, self-care and personal hygiene is becoming ever more important.
Yeah, I posted a picture of some of my beard care stuff on Instagram the other day, and just like, I think I was kind of angling for a Grave Before Shave sponsorship, because like,
right on.
I tagged them. I'm like, here's my Grave Before Shave hairbrush. Here's my Grave Before Shave beard oil. You know, the lather kit is not from Grave Before Shave, but
you gotta shoot for bigger fish, man. Go for Barbasol.
Yeah, I guess. I think that was what I ran out of, was the Barbasol when I bought the lather kit. So. that shit's nice though, because it doesn't, you don't use much of it, and it just foams right the fuck up.
Yeah, I gotta graduate to that, man. I still use the electric razor, and it's one of those, like, I've had it for like 2 years now. I'm way overdue for a new one. Because you buy an electric razor and it's only good for like fucking a month, and then it sucks ass.
Yeah, mine says you gotta change the head once a year.
Yeah, bullshit. Whoever does that.
Change the blades or whatever. I'm like...
No one changes the head. That's like the filter in your fucking fridge. Nobody changes that thing.
There's a filter in the fridge? I didn't even know there was a filter in the fridge.
If you got an ice dispenser. Yeah, but...
Which I think I do, but it's just not hooked up.
Yeah, exactly. So you clearly haven't changed the filter. Like, it's just sitting there. Yeah, man, I don't know. I need a new one because I've just got the old electric razor, and, you know, I can see, yes, I trimmed myself, but fucking unshaven, because you stick that thing on your neck and it just rips hairs out instead of actually trimming them. So I'm just going to be hairy and fucking weird.
Yeah, I got an electric razor just because it was like, oh, that might be easier to shave my head with. And it was, but it's like, I still like actually shaving my head better. Because it stays shaved longer.
Well, that's the main fucking thing, right? If you're shaving your head, you're going straight for like no hair at the moment. Yeah, get that as close as possible.
Yeah.
You do an electric razor, it's going to grow back in an hour. Be very, very prickly.
Because John and I were talking about it because I'd gotten that lather kit like right before Saturday when he was over here, and I was like, hey man, did you see I got that shave brush in the bathroom now? He says, oh yeah, I was wondering what the hell that was. And I'm like, as I'm telling him about it, and I'm like, yeah, you know how you use your shaving cream and you never know how much is coming out of that fucking pump. He's like, I don't use shaving cream. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you don't use shaving cream? I use an electric razor. I'm like, oh yeah, those exist.
Yeah.
I own one.
The trendiest item from 1983. Yeah. I'm
still watching that Norelco ad with Santa riding the razor. That was a plot point on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air the one time.
Oh, dude, you're losing me. I don't know.
I am that much older than him. He has no idea what I'm talking about.
I know Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I know that shit.
There was a Christmas episode, and like they were all like, I think it was Phil was like, it's not Christmas to me until I see Santa riding on the Norelco razor. And so they all gathered around the TV and they watched the commercial.
Wow. Interesting traditional start to Christmas. I love it.
Yeah.
Santa on the Norelco razor.
Dude, that's me. It's not Christmas to me until I see the Fruity Pebbles commercial.
Losing me. Not sure.
The season's greetings in our souls, yummy Fruity Pebbles in our bowls. No?
Nothing, man.
How young are you?
I'm 34. You know.
You should know that ad.
I should, man. I don't know.
That ad's old. It's not that old.
I got no idea, man. I got no idea. I know, like, classic ads and shit. Like, I've seen the old...
That is a classic ad.
Well, I haven't seen that one. I've seen, like, the old Frito Bandito ads and shit, but I ain't seen the Flintstones Fruity Pebbles Christmas. Maybe I'll look that one up later. I could use a little culture.
That's usually, like, I know it's Christmas when I see that. It feels like Christmas. This year it didn't. Because it was warm.
Yeah... It was warm, and
we
then
paid for that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it was warm, and then it was fucking windy, and oh Jesus, fucking
driving
hot out
bans
there.
throughout the entire county.
Dude, you know that shit keeps happening because it's fucking warm. Like, I don't know,
for sure.
Not to immediately jump into the goddamn politics of it, but like if I'm getting very frustrated with the global warming argument about it, because people are like, oh yeah, global warming's bullshit. Look at how much snow we have. It's like, motherfucker, we have all that because the lake didn't freeze. And then we have lake effect fucking weather pummeling the city, which normally never gets hit and isn't built for that shit. So if the world got a little bit colder, the lake would freeze again and I'd still be able to go places in the month of January.
Yeah. So, I was definitely stuck in the house for a week. We missed a show because of the weather, and then we missed a show because we had a family emergency. But we had to get off the thruway to get to the show because the rest of us still went. So it was still bad by that point. There was not a lot of people there. Apparently, the only reason we were able to pay bands was because like the bar did so well.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I've had those shows. It's like, oh yeah, there's like 12 drunk people here. I bet we're not going to make any money. And then at the end of the night, they give you $100, and you're like,
pretty much.
Better than I expected.
I don't know what we ended up paying the bands because we left before the end of the night. Just because like John was exhausted, and it was like, all right, like Joe had already left, and we're like, yeah, let me just buy this Virus X vinyl and then let's get out of here. Which shout out to Virus X. That latest vinyl is amazing.
Fuck yeah.
Incredible. They're having a release party sometime soon at the Wagon Wheel out in Niagara Falls. So definitely I'm going to keep an eye out for that so we can talk about that. Amazing, amazing record. And I'm so glad I bought it.
Hell yeah. I haven't listened. Maybe we'll check them out.
Yeah, for sure. It's great, man. I got their first one too from way back when they were the Rick Miami whatever the fuck they were called back then. But yeah, those guys have been playing in this band since around when I was born. So that's
shit, dude. Some history. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they're still killing it out there, and I was so looking forward to playing with them, and unfortunately we we were unable to, but we got to at least go out and support our friends that were playing on the show. We had a promoter at the show who came up to us like, "Oh man, I was so looking forward to seeing you guys because my friends said you guys are really good." Like, oh man, like we're playing Timeless Babes on February 10th. Come out to that.
Shit, man.
Laura wants to know, Meg Ryan is 34. How did you star in You Have Mail?
I had that thing that Robin Williams had in Jack where I look real old. I was actually about 9 years old.
And she wants your thoughts on Home Alone 5.
Same as always. Still haven't seen it. Pretty sure it doesn't exist. Pretty sure it's a theoretical concept. It's like when you're using letters and math and imaginary numbers and shit. Home Alone 5, same sort of thing.
Makes sense.
I'm sure there's some sort of like abstract trigonometry class or some shit about Home Alone 5.
Probably.
Yeah. Wow, man, I'm really off the rails tonight. I got to get off sober January. Shit's bumming me out. I need a little more emotion. I got to get the fucking Irish in me coming out. Holy shit. Ain't been drinking beer all month. My lone exception was during Bills games, I can drink beers. And that ended abruptly. Thank you, Buffalo. I'm very, very, very unhappy.
My mom was happy.
Why is that?
She just didn't want the Bills to win.
Man, what is it with everybody? Like,
my brother was happy, but he's a Chiefs fan.
they've had enough happiness, man.
They certainly have, and hopefully in a week and a half, it comes to crashing to an end.
Dude, I'm fucking pulling for you, man.
Yeah, everybody in Buffalo.
I'm sorry,
is.
I was pulling for the Lions, but after you knocked them off,
Yeah,
it's
everybody
all
in
Niners,
Buffalo
dude.
was. Trust me, I saw all the Let's Go Lions posts followed by all the Let's Go Niners posts.
Yep.
Like get the fuck off my bandwagon. I saw you rooting for the other team 5 hours ago. And I know a dude who's a Ravens fan, and he was like, "Oh man, like this sucks," because they lost to the Chiefs. And I jumped in his comments because after the Ravens beat the Niners a few weeks ago, he was like, "Yeah, man, well, maybe it'll be better in the Super Bowl when you play us."
Ooh.
Which, the storyline, the conspiracy theorists were all, it's going to be San Francisco and Baltimore. Look at the colors in the Super Bowl logo, right? So when the Chiefs lost, I'm like, fuck, the Lions are going to win. Because they did an alternate that was red and blue. They did an alternate logo. And so I'm like, fuck, the Lions are going to win. And the Lions did not win, thankfully.
49ers figured it out, man. A timely touchdown and a timely fumble on the next drive recovered by the 49ers.
Oh, man.
I honestly, that's one of those things
bad decision making by Dan Campbell, too. I mean, I get the aggressive nature of and that's what got them to that point. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, take the points and then get the ball back with 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I don't either. I think at that point, I probably would have been managing the clock differently. I have no problem, the other 4 times you went for it on fourth down. That's just
That's what he does.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm at a point now where I fucking want Sean McDermott to do that on every goddamn drive that the Bills have, except for the goddamn horrible fake punt that they ran against the Chiefs from their own 30-yard line that they didn't even get back to the fucking line of scrimmage. That one I thought was a terrible fucking call. Apart from that, I want, basically, if you are 4th and 5 or less, I want you to fucking go for it unless you're inside your own 30. That's it. But that, looping back around, closing the loop, yeah, Dan Campbell at the end of that game choosing not to take the points and then choosing to run the ball so that the clock doesn't stop in the event that he missed. That, to me, was fundamentals that you can't call that play there. And he did, and you know what? I like that they go for it. It sucks that they lost.
As a 49ers fan, it worked for me.
There you go.
I will say exactly what I've seen some other 49ers fans saying, and that is, if it was Detroit against any other team, I would have been rooting for Detroit. But I can't. There's no fucking way I'm rooting against the Niners. Yeah. I'm wearing this Third Man Records T-shirt that I got while I was in Detroit, and I actually put it on before last week's show. I was gonna wear it last week, and then I realized oh shit, no, I got this in Detroit. Fuck this, I took it off. and put on a different shirt. And like, I'm like digging through my shirts. I'm like, no, this is a Metallica shirt from Detroit. You know, like, I'm just like, I'm not wearing anything that says Detroit on it this week.
Right.
And so, you know, as soon as the game was over, I busted out those Metallica shirts and I'm wearing this. Like,
hell yeah. Order some Little Caesars or some Jets or something.
yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's just like, no, I gotta, you know, superstition, man. I gotta, like, we had the projector out for the Royal Rumble, and John goes, you watching the 49ers game on this tomorrow? I said, hell no.
I've been watching every game right here. That's
I
where
am
I'm
going
gonna
in the
fucking
studio.
be.
I am finding the right position to sit in. I am finding the right way to wear my hat or not wear my hat. And I am not moving until shit starts going wrong. And like, as soon as they started mounting that comeback, I am just sitting here like, I gotta pee, but I ain't fucking going nowhere. Like, I am not moving out of this spot.
The art of the superstition.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
exactly as much pressure on you there as there was on Dan Campbell in
Exactly.
that moment.
Exactly.
You made the right choice.
Exactly.
And he didn't.
I mean, clearly, I know, logically, there is no fucking way that how I am sitting in this chair, what TV I'm watching the game on, where my hat is, or how I am wearing it, I know that none of that has any impact on the outcome of this football game. But just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
It's a long-term
Butterfly effect, you know?
It's that long-term self-preservation mechanism, man. You've done all that you can do. If they don't win, then at least it's not on you. If you get up, you're going to be 7 times as pissed when they lose.
Yeah. Oh, dude, when they were playing the Bengals, they were trailing, and then they started coming back, and I'm like, yeah, ever since I turned my hat this way, you know, and this Bengals fan goes, dude, as a Bengals fan, please move your hat back to the way it was. But it's, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, it's just, I know it has no bearing on anything, but...
Oh, but you got to do it, man. We do the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
Same fucking shit. You know, not exactly the same. It ain't a hat, but we have the same little rituals and shit that we do. And they didn't fucking help, but whatever.
Sit in the same
God
spot.
damn it, the Bills never fucking win. I'm so mad.
I would have liked to have probably seen you beat Kansas City.
It would have been wonderful. And
I really didn't have a horse in the race in the AFC. I was kind of hoping not to see Baltimore, and I don't have to see Baltimore. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I don't really want to see Kansas City because that means, like, you know, if there is any you know, truth to the idea that the NFL is just as scripted as pro wrestling.
and that
Who's going to win this game? The 49ers or Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team?
Yeah,
What's going to be better for ratings?
it is definitely. Isn't it astounding that, like, the NFL, which I consider to be like the biggest media entity and the most profitable fucking media entity in the United States, if not the world, I think FIFA does more, but like,
Sure.
They are capitalizing on Taylor Swift. She is that fucking popular that it actually makes more than a dent. It's a boon for the NFL that she's involved. Mm-hmm. That is astounding to me that she is as popular as she is. And I like her too. She's great.
Absolutely.
But it's just unbelievable to me that one person can be the most popular person on the planet to that degree. It is fucking insane.
I almost, after the Niners came back and won the game, I almost, when I shared the post, you know, of them being NFC champions and going to the Super Bowl, I almost captioned it, "Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me." Just because, like, yeah, we gotta go play Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team. Like, let's go. But here's something a lot of people might not know is that Kyle Juszczyk's wife, Kyle Juszczyk, who plays for the 49ers, his wife made the jackets that Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes were wearing. I think in the game against Buffalo.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, she made those.
Well,
She's a fashion designer.
well,
She
fuck,
actually.
fuck the Niners then. I ain't rooting for shit.
She just signed a licensing deal with the NFL to
good
make
for
stuff
her.
for the NFL. So
That's awesome. Good for her. Good for her. Oh.
yeah, no,
Well, I'm just going to be sitting there getting hammered because
I'm sure. I mean,
I have zero. The
that was
only
me
thing,
last year, dude. Like Chiefs and Eagles, I don't give a fuck.
The only thing I'm rooting for is that
Good commercials.
yes, good commercials, and hopefully Patty Mahomes doesn't win another one and just drive it down our throats even further that we made the wrong choice drafting Trey White, which is a hard thing to say because he's my favorite player on the Bills, and I think he's done. So, I don't know.
I will say, I remember, a season and a half ago watching, Trey Lance was already out. Jimmy Garoppolo is playing against Tampa Bay. He gets injured. And I remember tweeting, oh, great, Brock Purdy. And then by the end of the game, I retweeted that, but I said, what I meant to say was, oh, great, Brock Purdy. Yeah. And here we are, a year and a half later. He just played in his second NFC Championship game. He won the first one that he played the whole game without getting hurt. Mm-hmm. And he's going to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. And he's Mr. fucking irrelevant.
He was the last pick in the draft, and there's so many people who still look at him as like, this guy's no good.
Yeah, people are...
He's a system quarterback. He's only got... Mark says he'll take Jason Kelce.
I probably would too, honestly. He seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, he looks like a dude I'd like to hang out with.
He seems
for
awesome.
Sure.
But you're right. Like the Brock Purdy, the term that fucking McAfee uses and shit is like, oh, the Brock Purdy slander must end. Like,
yeah,
he's 100% right. Like, I am not deluding myself. I don't think Brock Purdy is as good as like Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he is a top 5 quarterback in the league. I think he is easily top 10, and he's on the high end of that. And it doesn't matter if his system helps him or not. That drive, the second half of the NFC Championship game, I think was demonstration enough that Brock Purdy is the real fucking thing. He actually was commanding the offense and wasn't relying on McCaffrey to do everything for him. Everybody calling him a system quarterback. It's bullshit. It's like the same thing as when somebody, it's a bad analogy. He's in a good system. That doesn't mean he's a system quarterback, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you can't just point out, oh yeah, Kyle Shanahan's offensive system is fucking fantastic, so Brock Purdy sucks. Not accurate. They're both true.
Yeah. All right, so coming up this Friday night at the Montage Music Hall out in Rochester, the Montage presents Winter Sucks Jam with Karma Queen, Heart for Sale, Watch Your Step, and the Water Dogs. Doors open at 6:30. This is a 16-plus event. All the bands have discounted tickets in hand, or you can get them at ROCENT-events.com, so rockentevents.com. It does not say how much the tickets are, whether discounted or at the door. So you'll have to ask the bands, I guess. Or maybe it's on this flyer. It's probably on this flyer. It is not on this flyer. It's just band names. There's not even anything on the 6:30 p.m. on Friday.
What's the Rock Events page say?
That's a good question. Let's find out. rockevents.com.
Everyone wait. It's loading.
$12. $12.
Nice.
Very good. Very good price for that. This is Karma Queen. This song's called Burn Book on All WNY. Think So Joe Show.
Go on and tell the story how you want to. But I bet the truth stings and it haunts you. The words might become faded by. Memories are always changing. Elevated by the walls of separation. I won't burn your house down to be petty, but I'll set your life on fire if you let me. Does the ashes pile from the flames? Says the clear blue sky still remains, but I'll set your life on fire if you let me. Everybody knows they lie, but you're scared to ask it. Afraid to hear the truth, but you're looking past it. Can't help it if you hate it. A version of me you created. Aggravated by the crash of this foundation. I won't burn your house you let me. Does the ashes pile from the flames? Says the clear blue sky still remains. But I'll set your life on fire if you let me. A flash of urgency, an undecided youth. A clash of apathy, snapped right at the truth. I won't burn your house down to be painted, but I'll set your life on fire if you let me. Does the ashes pile from the flames? Space the clear blue sky still remains, but I'll set your life on fire if you let me. If you let me. If you let me. If you let me. If you let me.
All right, that was Karma Queen on all WNY Think So Joe show. Song called Burn Book. Catch them at the Montage this Friday night.
Yeah.
Lots of great shows coming up in Rochester. We were just talking about one in the song break, which is The Living Brain Dead is playing, opening for Green Jello, the legendary punk rock puppet show, March 23rd at Photo City Music Hall. Tickets are $19.71 through Eventbrite, but if you use promo code BRAINDEAD, you get 1% off, so you save 15 cents. But you'll also let the promoter know that you're there to see us, which is the point of us having that discount code.
Yeah. Buy ahead of time. Living Brain Dead.
Yeah.
Help them get some fucking, cred in Rochester.
We need it, man. We've never played. This is our first Rochester show.
Oh, nice.
We were scheduled, we were actually going to open for Green Jello at the Montage for Bill Manspeaker's birthday in 2020, but for obvious reasons, that got canceled. So we're finally back on a bill, not only in Rochester, but also with Green Jello. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, dude.
With Wyatt Coyne and Well Worn Boot are also on that show.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
That's gonna be an amazing night. We're gonna.
I might duck out to that. I might go along with my brother to that one because I know he's gonna fucking be there. So
Yeah,
we'll buy the tickets. We'll save the 15 cents.
Yeah, we got people from like Rochester and Syracuse that have been wanting to see us, and they're, as soon as we got offered the show, I was reaching out to people like, "Yo, you remember you were gonna come to that show in 2020? You want to come to this one?"
You owe me, man. Fucking get there.
Like it would help us out a lot if you come out to the shows.
Yeah, dude.
We definitely are trying to kind of expand outside of Buffalo here because we're playing the same fucking venues over and over and over again. And
yeah, we ran into that with Shambles, and it's great. I love playing those venues over and over again. But you run into a situation where you're in a band like we are, where we haven't put out any new music since 2019. Even though I think our stage show in general is a good time and is fucking different every time because we don't plan anything and we just fuck around with everybody, it still gets old and people stop showing up. So, yeah, you gotta branch out, and cool to hear that you're doing that.
I still show up to your shows.
You do. You're at like every fucking show, man, and it means the fucking world to us.
I went to an On the Cinder show and convinced them to go to your show after their show.
Yeah, dude.
They got there before I did.
That was awesome. I was so fucking stoked to see those guys. I was obviously stoked to see you. I knew you were coming. It was like a surprise when they bumped up, came in. I'm like, wow, On the Cinder.
That was the week before their show. They were at the show that I was at, and I was just like, hey, Shambles is playing a good bar after this. They're like, oh, really? We're gonna go. So
fuck yeah, man.
So I got, and I think I got Vince to come out for you too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, he had left his jacket at my house. After that show, he and Tyler ended up back at my house. We're fucking drinking beers, playing with my dog, whatever. Suddenly it's 5 a.m. Fucking Vinny's about to go home. I don't know where I am, so I just bid him adieu or whatever, and I go to bed. Apparently I threw my jacket on top of his jacket, and I moved that jacket about a week ago and discovered Vinny's jacket. So I'm currently in the process of getting that back to him. I finally got a hold of him. So yeah, interesting fucking night. Yeah. That was a fun show too.
Oh, that was a killer show, man. I walked from Timeless over to Good Bar too. I was just like,
I've done that walk. That's a good time. Like a mile and a half.
I'm like, it's nice out. I'll make it. And then I'm like, shit, will I make it? And I got there like right before you guys started. I ended up having to
you
take a
missed
spot.
Wrestle with Jimmy playing In Too Deep.
I did, but I ended up on the side of the stage because it was so crowded in front of the stage. So all I could hear is your monitor.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got lucky, dude.
Which I'm used to, dude, because like, you know, when I saw Metallica in Detroit and I was in the Snake Pit, we're right up against the monitors, and their monitor mixes follow them around the stage. So whenever whenever Rob's right in front of me, all I could hear is bass. So I get it.
I'd just be following him around, man. Shit. Nah, man, fucking yeah, you got lucky though. You were just hearing my monitor then, because my oh boy. Ethan recorded that whole show just for our own you know, personal enjoyment. And oh boy, I started pretty rough. I was about 2 steps flat when I was fucking singing Don't Leave Me. I found it eventually, but I could tell. I saw people's faces and I was like, this ain't right. This ain't fucking right. And yeah, sure enough, requested some more in the monitor and suddenly I was fine. But all the more reason I feel like I should start using vocal assistants. I'm not gonna, but I probably should.
I forget what I said to you guys like halfway through the show. I think I yelled something like, "You guys are the best Blink-182 tribute band I've seen in a month." Because I'd seen one in Detroit the night in between the Metallica shows.
We were talking about that when we did the show last time. Yeah, man. No, I mean, that's the thing with that. Like, everyone really loves those songs. We fucking love them. We love playing them, but a lot of people play those songs, which is, I mean, maybe this is the moment I should fucking...
I mean, shout out to the Zack Street Boys who are playing a Blink-182 versus Green Day show Saturday night at Stamps. Which
get over there.
We're going to be talking about some great shows coming up on Saturday as we go along throughout this show. And I'm sorry, I'm going to the Zack Street Boys show. They did one at Montage a few months ago, and I'm like, man, I really want to see the show. And then they're like, so we're gonna do one at Stamps. I'm like, yo. So I'm definitely planning on being on Stamps on Saturday to check that out, because dude, like, Dookie is turning 30 tomorrow, and that is one of the most influential albums in my life.
Yeah,
in the sense of like, if my mom, like, I often wonder if my mom would have let me go to that Green Day show in '95. If, you know, how different would my life be? Would I be following Green Day around on tour? Would I be have a sleeve of Green Day tattoos? Like, would they be my favorite band? And then Metallica would be like a distant third or fourth or something, you know? Like, how different would my life be if I saw Green Day first?
It's possible, man. I have unfortunately never seen them live. I have heard that their live show is fucking incredible. And especially getting to see them in that era when they had absolutely nothing but bangers and they were all urgent. Like, that era of fucking like Dookie and Insomniac is my favorite era. I think Insomniac is their best album, but there's just nothing but piss and vinegar on those albums with like a lilt of like yearning. They're fucking rule.
I've seen Green Day twice. I saw them on Warped Tour, and I saw them again on the Pop Disaster Tour with Blink.
Yep.
And I was supposed to see them touring for American Idiot, but it was my buddy's anniversary, and he was like, he's the biggest fucking Green Day fan I know. He was like, hey, you know, it's my anniversary. Would it be cool if I took my, you know, my fiance instead? Like, yeah, dude, go ahead.
Yeah.
You know. So I gave him my ticket. I went and saw there was a wrestling show going on at the ballpark. So I went to watch the ball game and then the wrestling show, and I thought I was going to be out there in time to go, Everclear was in town that night. So I'm like, I'm going to go see Everclear. Like, I let who call into what now? What are you talking about, Dewey? Nobody called it.
Joe's working from home today. Thinks he's going to call in the weather.
I guess. Laura wants to know your thoughts on fishing in Kosovo. I have no idea what that's a reference to.
I don't even understand the topography in Kosovo. Is that somewhere you could fish?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm not much of a fisherman. You need to ask my guitar player, Joey. That's all he fucking does.
I'm American. I don't know shit about anything outside this country. Laura wants to know if I'm playing in New York, in the New York City area in late April. No. But we are hopefully planning on something for May, but going the other way. So no New York yet, as much as we'd love to. We're planning some other places first. And no, if Jasmine's watching, I don't mean Boise. As much as we'd love to, that's a bit far.
I feel like there's always like banger scenes in those like you'd consider them to be out of reach areas. Like On the Cinder told me that Montana was surprisingly incredible to play in because like you had like small shows with like fervent maniacs, which is like, you know, goes back to that thing we're talking about. Maybe you just don't have as many bands coming through there. Like, or, you know, we play fucking Buffalo, you know, twice a month or whatever. And, you know, crowd gets smaller every time.
You can find a good punk show in Buffalo most weekends.
Yeah, dude. The dream of the 90s is alive in Buffalo.
Yeah. Most of the time I'm booking them. So. Or I'm playing them. Like we got like I wouldn't call the show we're playing next week a punk show. Mostly because like we just wanted female fronted bands and we went with it.
Right on.
We got one of the bands we wanted and got a couple of more. Jeez, man, Mark's going hard in the chat here for you.
Yeah, Mark, like keep it in your pants, buddy. You can't have me. Part of the allure, part of my mysterious allure is that like you can't get me.
Joe's not punk, he says. Joe, no, dude, this is not a call-in. Despite what Dewey put in the Discord, this is not a call-in show. Joe invented nipple punk.
I was aware of that. I saw that on your Wikipedia page.
Were you privy to the nipple punk when you were in Living Brain Dead?
Oh, I remember the nipple punk.
Oh man, Joe doesn't even let himself call in. Nope.
Shit, man.
Here's the thing, if I wanted to set this up for calling, I have to rely on the technology to be able to do it. And as we've seen in the past with some calls and some video calls at that, we don't have reliable technology for that shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, what do you got over here? Spectrum internet?
Yeah.
Yeah, not stable enough.
I'm not
gonna happen.
I'm not blaming the internet, I'm blaming the equipment.
Nah, blame the internet. It's much easier. Oh man.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we used to be able, like my old board had a 1/4-inch jack that I just plugged my phone into and we could do phone calls that way.
Oh, okay.
So we used to do phone interviews. And, you know, we just put the person's picture up on the screen and, you know, now speaking with so and so. That is true. Jasmine did use I don't even know what the hell she called in on. So we tried doing Bluetooth. One of the times John was trying to do remote and he was having trouble with the Facebook video calling. So we tried doing Bluetooth. I tried hooking it up to the board and it would not stay connected. So.
Well, fuck. Yeah, I guess it's Zoom calls or nothing, man.
If Spectrum calls this 100 megabytes per second, they're fucking lying.
Yeah, they're fucking lying about goddamn everything. They're fucking ridiculous.
Let's do speed test. Let's find out.
Dude, we haven't signed up for it yet, but we just got notifications that we can get green light in our neighborhood, and I can't switch soon enough, man. I'm sick of Spectrum.
I kind of got to stick with Spectrum because I have my phone through them now too. So if I get rid of their internet, I have to get rid of the phone service because you can't have the phone service without having another service through them. So well, we got about 100, 114, 115.
I don't believe it.
I don't know, man. Yeah, we're running about 117-ish.
Look at that connection. Look at that. Oh, my goodness.
118.08 download speeds. Upload, not so much, but good enough. Well, and we're also streaming while we're doing this. Oh, we're dropping frames because it's doing that shit.
Oh, whoops.
Eek.
No, it's a cool stop motion effect.
Okay. I think we're back. Sorry about that. Bad idea to do a speed test in the middle of the show, apparently. We dropped to 891 frames. Yeah, well, because it went to the upload connection, and then it started taking away from the actual stream. So that was my fault. I shouldn't have done that.
What a serendipitous quip. A perfect moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that'll come across great on the YouTube later on. There was a loading bar on the screen. Yeah,
That's fucking great.
Well, that's done. We're back. Well,
I'm going to watch that shit back.
I could have just we're running at 6,027 kilobytes per second.
This is becoming a very esoteric show. We began talking about our shaving routines.
Now we're talking about internet speeds.
Yeah, we're talking about internet speeds, and the internet speeds stop while we're talking about. I mean, I don't know, man.
But that was my fault. That was entirely my fault because I tried to use speed test while we were on the air.
Hey, man.
Dumbass idea.
You can't delve too deep into the intention behind art. You just create it, you know.
Stopped when Joe was bragging about it. So, but I had 118 down and like 10 up. But because it was doing the speed test, it was taking away from the actual like data that the stream could use. So that was my fault. All my fault.
Well, we're back. Look at us. Moving it, what is this, 60 frames per second?
That's totally enough for call-ins.
Yeah. Are you going to make a competing podcast just to allow people to call in? That's interesting. Right. So it'll be a general interest call-in podcast. I think you might run into some interesting characters on that shit.
Yeah, go for it. I dare you to.
Hey, Mark,
do it.
Mark, you can go tell someone else that you want to touch their fucking dangly bits.
Let's do that. South Park skit, you can't call in. Think so call. No, not the Think So Call-In show. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this all comes after Dewey was talking about how great of a sport I am about them always talking about this barbecue that Leland promised them that they attribute to me.
How's that work?
Leland promised them a barbecue at a show, and Dewey just misremembered that it was me telling him I promised him a barbecue at the show.
Okay, so you basically got to take credit for the barbecue.
There was no barbecue.
Oh, so you took all the blame.
So I get all the blame, and they even wrote a song about it.
That's fun.
It's available now. It's by POTUS XXX. It's called Welcome to Joe's Barbecue.
Oh, that's fun. I like that.
There you go. You guys do a podcast. You can use that clip as your intro.
Yeah. My God.
Which you guys have already, without my permission, used clips from this show in your podcast, in your music. I'm on that song though, so I don't care.
Don't worry. I can't imagine them using that with my complete and total lack of insight and I like that. I'm just moving forward. Great radio from me today. Great radio.
Welcome to Joe's Barbecue is one of the greatest moments in rock and roll history.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. That seems about right. Welcome to Joe's Barbecue. What would you
we already committed to this before Joe uncovered the truth. Yeah, that's been the thing. Like it's an open secret that I know that this was Leland that promised the barbecue, but they just keep throwing it on me. Like, nope, you promised us a barbecue.
It's a really fun subversive way to sow discontent amongst people. Like just make promises that won't come true and then say someone else made the decision that doesn't happen because they don't know about it.
I wish we were gonna have room in the however the fuck we're getting to Rochester to bring like a small grill or something, but we gotta fit all that fucking gear to bring up there, so.
Oh, come on, you can get a Coleman propane grill in there and make some fucking hot dogs while you're driving.
I guess.
Just make sure you open the window a little bit or you'll all pass out and careen into the other lane.
Well, here's the thing, we got 3 amps and a whole ass drum kit and all that shit, so.
Just put it on the drum kit, man. That's not important. It's not like John takes wonderful, meticulous care of that kit. You can cook hot dogs on it.
He's got a new kit, and that's his baby.
Oh yeah, beating the living hell out of it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He only breaks it out for shows, man. It is show only.
Wow.
Jill was yelling at him yesterday because we were moving into our new spot, and he's setting up the old drums, and she's like handing him stands, and he's like, "No, that's for the new kit." And she's like, "Why the fuck do you have it?" He says, "Because if I don't have it in the bag, I'm going to forget that it's not in the bag. And we're going to be in Rochester, and I'm going to be like, hey, I don't have that stand." I'm like, he will do that. I've seen him do that. Do not. So, yes, I agree with him that those should be in the bag.
So he's just going to have like 3 drum kits at some point so that no matter what happens, he can't possibly forget everything. Like, just keep the shit for 3 kits in 1 bag. You know what? That's a weird thought. I'm off my game. More tea, thank you.
Yeah, we moved in. We moved in last night. We got the drums set up. We got the cube.
Oh,
which
yeah.
we were
A home for the cube.
we were discussing why we started calling it the cube, and none of us could remember. Was it you that started calling it the cube?
I think so. Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah, because it's just a couple rack mounted things inside of it that don't necessarily take up that much space, but in order to have them all fucking plugged in together or whatever, yeah, it's in this giant cube thing, and
Just instead of calling it a rack, you started calling it a cube.
Exactly. Why would I speak with any degree of specificity when I can be like an amateur floral linguist?
And because we have gotten so used to calling it the cube, we call it the cube. And when we say we have a cube, like Jill doesn't even know it as a rack. She calls it a cube. So when she's explaining to people, oh, we have this cube, they're like, what the fuck is a cube? And it's then I have to be, no, we have a rack. We don't even bring it anymore. We don't use in-ears. We just, like, it's because we were showing up so late for shows that it was just like we'd have to hook it up in between bands, and it's like, you know what? Fuck it. You guys don't want to use it. I don't want to deal with having to fucking hook it up during changeover. Like, fuck it. So we just use it to record practices now, and power vocals
Nice.
through our speakers.
Still a good use of it, man. That thing, I mean, the in-ears are cool, but yeah, it is a lot to try to hook all that shit up. I am happy that my legacy with the Living Brain Dead, it could have been like the bass line in Don't Fuck with Catgirls, but it appears that it is the terminology of the cube to refer to the rack.
Yeah.
I have nicknamed the rack.
I'm trying not to give away what we're revealing tomorrow, but we had somebody in the room with us yesterday, and they were like, "Why the fuck do you call that the cube?" And I'm like, I don't remember. Because it's cube shaped, I guess. I don't know.
It is. It's a giant fucking cube. That's the only level of thought that needs to go into it.
Dewey
it's
is
the cube.
Dewey is 3D printing a barbecue.
Ooh.
I can't. It's not my thing to reveal. It's something we're revealing tomorrow. You'll find out along with everybody else. So my
entire audience is here now.
That is not true.
That's fucking hilarious.
That is not true, but we'll you'll find out tomorrow. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, but that would be why we call it the fucking cube. I'm like, wait, why the fuck do we call this the cube? Like, other than it is cube shaped, like.
That's my inability to speak with any degree of specificity.
We'll just blame you.
Yeah. Please feel free to blame me.
Your inability to speak with any specificity, and you're using words like specificity.
Yeah.
The June 8th show, we have a show June 8th. Is that the punk rock prom? I think that's the punk rock prom, right? I don't know. We book shows, and I just promote them as they come up. The Rochester show, we're March 23rd. We're in Rochester with Wyatt Coyne, with Well Worn Boot, with the legendary punk rock puppet show that is Green Jello at the Photo City Music Hall. And you can go buy tickets for that and use promo code BRAINDEAD to get 1% off your order, and also to let the promoter know that you are there because we invited you. So sometimes Joe books shows and goes to play other shows. That is very true. That has happened.
Well, like, you got a show going on at fucking Stamps, but you're playing the same night at fucking Good Bar upstairs?
Yeah, to be fair, it's usually Karina booking the shows. So so one of us is usually at one of the shows. It should be 3.33%, but it wasn't it was literally the reason. We were actually just talking about this during the last song break. Is the reason it's 1% was because we were offered physical tickets to sell. And we were like, no, we don't want physical tickets. We're not going to fucking Rochester to give people tickets or mailing them out. Like, it just makes more sense if you can just track where the orders are coming from. And he was like, I got you. And then he made promo code BRAINDEAD, 1% off. So sometimes Joe's, and then Joe's to Joe, other Joe's, yeah. June 8th, Mohawk Place. That is the punk rock prom. And that is us and Bastard, and a bunch of other bands. Let's see, Wyatt Coyne. And I don't want to sign in. I just want to look at the thing here. Let's see. Bastard, Wyatt Coyne, Broken Locker, and Part-Time Genius. That's that's a show. That's a family show if I ever saw one. With the family, with Bastards, so Leland's playing, and Wyatt Coyne, so Dewey's playing. The whole fucking family's gonna be there, man.
Fuck yeah.
That's gonna be a good one, man. Saturday, June 8th, Buffalo's Mohawk Place, 6 p.m., $12, 18 and up with ID. Tickets are gonna be going on sale soon for this. We're actually gonna have pre-sale tickets for this show. So, yeah, those will be going on sale soon. Looking forward to that one. That's gonna be I came up with the idea for the punk rock prom last year in like January. And my idea was, hey, let's do a punk rock prom with Living Brain Dead, Love Box, and Murder. And then the very next day, without me saying a single word to Murder, they're like, hey, come out to our show in February. It's going to be a punk rock prom. I'm like, you fucking serious? Like, I didn't say shit to you guys about this, but I was talking about this before you announced it. And I sent them the screenshots. I'm like, get out of my head. And then we ended up doing a punk rock prom in June, and I was not on it because we were only taking Saturday bookings, and that was on a Friday. And I was like, well, fuck, we can't play, but I had to be there because it was Good Things Events, and it was our first like big show. So I went, and I was not having a great time. Honestly, nothing to do with the bands. Just it was not a good time for me. And I left early. And this year we get to play, so I'm super excited. We get to play with our friends, and we get to play with some new friends, and that's always a good time, man. Always making always getting to play with these newer bands that we aren't necessarily usually, hanging out with and playing, and, whose weddings I'm not going to go to, or receptions anyway. But before we get to that, this Saturday night at, the Rec Room over on Chippewa there, 79 West Chippewa Street. It's our friends in Hearts and Hand Grenades. They are releasing their third album. They don't mention the name of the album in their event page, so I guess you'll find out when you get there. That is, they're playing with special guests Donnie Alberts and also The Impurity. Doors are at 6 p.m. It's 18 plus and over. And again, no ticket prices in the event page. Guys, come on. Anyway, this is Hearts and Hand Grenades, and I do believe this is off that new album. This song is called Burn by My Fire on All WNY. Think So Joe Show.
Conspiracy. Don't underestimate.
Hearts and hand grenades on all WNY. Think so, Joe show. We look, the tickets are $15 plus fees. So that's going on, Saturday night, 7 p.m. at the Rec Room. Hearts and hand grenades with Donnie Alberts and the Impurity. Doors at 6 p.m., 18 and up.
Fuck yeah.
Hearts and hand grenades. If you haven't seen them, they are an amazing fucking band. And they're like, their Facebook page is verified now. And like, they've been on European tours and shit. Like, they've been all over the place. They're like this huge fucking band now, right? And I just remember the first time Karina and I booked them on an all WNY show back in the day. She was like, yeah, we got Hearts and hand grenades. I'm like, is that like a Green Day cover band? Because Hearts and hand grenades, that's the cover of American Idiots. No, they certainly aren't. They are an incredible band and doing amazing things. So if you're not planning to be where I'm planning to be on Saturday, which is Stamps for the Zach Street Boys doing Green Day covers and Blink covers, definitely hit the Rec Room, check out Hearts and Hand Grenades, or we're going to talk about another show going on Saturday in a little bit.
Stacked weekend, man.
So Leland says, I should create a course about making event pages and sell it for a fee. I do it for free every week on this show. Why the fuck not, right? I mean, every time we see an event page that doesn't have all the information, I make sure to mention it. And that's not to knock whoever made the event page. You know, it is mostly to just be like, yo, like, it would be helpful for people to know how much the tickets are.
Yeah.
How much they got to, how much cash to bring to the door. I think Rec Room might take cards. I don't know, but like, and don't quote me on that if you show up to the show and don't have cash on you. But, having the price of the show, actually, this one might be on the flyer. This one actually has let's see, is it on the flyer? $15 on the flyer. But it's not on the event. Like, you have to click on the flyer. It's not like readily available without clicking anything extra on the event. And again,
and it's cut off the flyer on the way it's posted to the Facebook page.
Exactly. and also, when we do event pages for Good Things events, I always make a Facebook events page version of the flyer that will fit entirely within that space on the Facebook events page. So it'll have all that information on the flyer, but also all the information is in the description. I get it's easy to overlook shit. So it's not a knock on like Hearts and Hand Grenades or, whoever's booking that show at Mohawk, not Mohawk, Montage that we talked about earlier that didn't have the price. It's, it's easy to overlook that shit. Just, you should have a checklist of things that should go in an event page. What time doors are, who all the bands are, what the ages are, especially in Buffalo, because a lot of these shows are 21 plus, 18 plus, like this one's 18 plus. And, also what the price is. And, I don't know how I would turn that into an entire like Skillshare course or something where I'm, doing 6 or 7 lessons on this, but
you just pull a whole bunch of old flyers from shows throughout history and point out what's good and what's bad about them.
I not sponsored here, but I love my Skillshare membership. I actually went to cancel my Skillshare membership because it was running out, and they're like, oh, we're going to charge you this much. And I'm like, no, the fuck you're not. And then they're like, do you want to come back for this price? I'm like, yeah, I'll come back for that price.
Nice.
Because I was using Skillshare to learn how to program MIDI drums and shit. So.
Oh, nice.
So like, and I didn't actually learn how to program drums until after I recorded and set Shades up to release. So.
I couldn't even tell. Sounded good to me.
I learned about it for the second song that I'm planning to release. I'm thinking of just doing it as a single at some point, but I just haven't felt like actually putting the effort into releasing it. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to talk about when it comes to Facebook event pages. Just, put the info in there.
Hey man, there's not much to talk about communication. I still have a fucking degree in it that I paid for handsomely. So I'm sure you could stretch and just kind of fill the gaps with a little bit of, interpersonal, wow, check it out. Fugazi's playing, but I can't even read the fucking flyer. Also, it's not from 1991, so don't go to that show.
I mean, I also majored in communications, so
And look at us communicating.
Very brief time. That's how I know how to operate all this equipment, is because I took a semester and a half of communications before I dropped out of college.
So you used the practical communications that actually teaches you the mediums through which you would use to communicate. I took communication, the theory about how people process each other,
Gotcha.
communicating with them.
Gotcha. I always wanted to be a radio DJ, so I went to school to be a radio DJ, and then halfway through my second semester, I was already missing classes anyway. I was basically spending my entire time at school down in the school radio station, which was like a little studio they had set up in a room down there, and it just broadcast to the TVs around the school.
Oh, nice. It's like an AV club.
Basically, yeah. So I basically was like filling in everybody's shifts who were like, no, I can't do the show today. You want to do it? Like, yeah, okay, man, I got you. So I was like in the studio for like 6 hours a day, just playing heavy metal.
Oh, nice.
Whatever I could get my hands on, just playing it. And
like videos and knee surgeries and shit. Interspersed with hardcore porn.
If I could do video.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It's a radio station.
Yeah, radio station. But that was like what I wanted to do. So I'm like and then I made up a demo and I sent it out to like, some of the local radio stations. And then I heard one of the local radio stations, they were doing a contest. Come on down to the Erie County Fair, and we're going to put you in front of people, and we're going to have people vote on who the next Edge DJ is. Okay. One, I live in Niagara Falls. I have no way to get to the Erie County Fair because most of my life I haven't driven. I've driven at points, but most of my life I haven't driven because like I suck with cars. And then, so that was one thing. And the other thing is like, so you're going to do this in front of people and have them vote for who they like the best. I bet you you can probably guess that the girl who won was pretty aesthetically pleasing.
It's usually how it tends to go when you submit anything to a democratic vote, unfortunately.
And don't get me wrong, she was good at the job, and I met her once. She was the sweetest fucking person who could have possibly got the job. But like,
it need to be a knock. It's just
she was a good-looking girl who won a popularity contest, right? Like, so at that point, I'm like, you're giving away the job I'm going to school for in a fucking radio contest,
right?
And I was like, I'm done, and I dropped out, and I kind of gave up on that radio thing, and now I do podcasting, so it's the next best thing, and I get to play what I want. As far as local music, I can't just sit here and be like, here's the latest song from Metallica off 72 CZ. I can't do that. But I can play my friends. And I can play local bands that I think are cool. And
that's
help,
sweet.
Help put out music for these local bands, help support this scene by sitting in this chair and just being like, yo, here's the latest song from Karma Queen. Go catch them this Friday night at Montage Music Hall or whatever, right?
Fuck yeah.
So, best of both worlds.
Yeah,
and I get to
absolutely.
I get to hang out with my friends as my co-hosts. I get to hang out with my friends in the chat when they're actually actively chatting.
No, they're off smoking something.
Yeah, probably. It is Leland. Anyway, I get to, which is somewhat the only thing that would make it better is if I was getting paid. So
you get those royalty checks trickling in.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally told you right before we came back on to send me your email address so I can resend you the link for your royalties for one of our songs that you're recorded on.
Yeah, thank you. I will do that.
Yeah.
I will claim some royalties. I'd be happy to.
I don't know how much there is, but it's not much.
I'll figure out a way to make it work.
My total on DistroKid is like $6.51 or something. I don't know.
Pretty good.
Yeah, from all the Brain Dead and my solo stuff now. I was just listening to some of my like old stuff the other day, some ThinkSo Brain, way back in the day.
What were your thoughts?
So what happened was I came up with a post in my memories that was alluding to why I came up with this lyric, perfect world pageantry, rich and famous fantasy, and it was because of shit like Toddlers and Tiaras, that TV show, right?
Yeah.
Because
That fucking show.
I was sitting with one of my friends one night. We went and saw the band Clear, and then I hung out with her at her college dorm, just sitting there bullshitting all night. And, you know, she was telling me about, like, her sister was being put through, like, the pageantry circuit and shit like that. And it's like, and so that line came to me, and I wrote the song, like, that night. And we came up with it. It was, like, I think the first one we recorded. Actually, I know it was the first one we recorded. So I posted the story of when we recorded the song. And I don't want to name names, but we went and we recorded in a studio in Niagara Falls that has, you know, he was just starting out. And his studio has become a little more prominent in the years since. But at the time, he was still apprenticing under a former member of a very popular Niagara Falls band who was also a recording engineer. And this engineer was like, oh, this lyric doesn't make any sense. You should change that lyric. While at the same time telling me it's heavy metal. Nobody understands what you're saying anyway. And so that line, perfect world pageantry, rich and famous fantasy, got changed. Like, the pageantry line was still in there. No, I think the fantasy line stayed and the pageantry line was gone. So I'm like, you know, I haven't heard the song in a minute. So I found a copy of the song and I listened to it and I'm like, what the fuck was I originally singing here? Because this is not, and like every place that song has been released, it's been listed as the You Can't Be Syrian mix because it's, you know, the lyrics are different than what I would like. So, and when I would play it live, I would sing it that way, that I wrote it, because it was like, no, this is such a good line. Like, it's such a good song.
Yeah.
And this shit that got changed is just so stupid.
I'm trying to figure out why you would think that doesn't make sense, because it
wasn't.
It's not a sentence, but it makes sense.
It wasn't that line that didn't make sense to him. I think it was the following line, because I made up the word shockery to how the fuck did that go? So that was rich and famous fantasy, no, perfect world pageantry, rich and famous fantasy, and I said Hollywood bred shockery, raising kids on their TV, and I think it was like, what the fuck do you mean shockery? And he just was like, change that line. And I kind of wish I didn't.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't sing the shockery part. I would, because he just changed that to Hollywood shock raising kids on TV, and I liked that. But it was like, no, I'm gonna restore that line before that, because that line got changed somehow in the middle of that all. And so, like, you know, when we went back and we recorded a couple of more songs, like, I was not questioned about my lyrics. I was just, you should add some lyrics here a couple of times, you know, so like, which improved the songs, and I would sing those songs the way that they were recorded. I went back and listened to some of those songs. They weren't terrible. I even went back and I watched a couple of live versions from a couple of songs before we did the recordings and one of the songs after. And honestly, I didn't hate it, which I'm very surprised about, because I thought I was going to go back and listen and be like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, I know what I was thinking. I was thinking, I should sing this like Josie Scott from Saliva with that faux deep voice. That's like, but it's like an upper register, trying to think, like Josie
this is not my forte at all. So you're going to need to demonstrate that. This is an auditory medium, so I'm very curious to see what you come with.
But I would sing things like this, like that kind of voice, like where it's deep, but it's also coming out up here.
There's like no mids at all.
Yeah. Like I don't want to say almost a Sully Erna voice, because that will trigger some of the chat, I'm sure. But kind of like that, and it was like I was kind of trying to do something like that, and I can hear like there was actually like a good voice in there somewhere, which sucks, because I can't, like, I have a song right now that I was trying to sing on, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. I got to get somebody else to sing on this, or do a spoken word thing like I'm doing on this other song. But I don't know,
Yeah, shit.
But going back and listening to it and watching these videos is like, man, we actually weren't that fucking bad.
Yeah, dude.
just, you know,
That's that's yourself just beating yourself up in hindsight, and then also being excited about new shit that you're doing.
And I think a lot of it is like I can look back at that time and see like the stupid shit I was doing back then, and like how I didn't know how to fucking manage a band, and I didn't know shit about gear, and I didn't know shit about what's that line? I don't know shit about fuck.
Yeah,
you know,
sounds about right.
So, you know, I didn't know shit back then, and like now, you know, having the experience that I've had in between, like where I've been booking shows, and where I have the privilege of being a member of XM Priory for a few months, like I've had the ability to kind of just see like, oh, that's how I should run this band. Like, oh, that's, you know, that, and now like I know about gear, and I know about, you know, I know what my limitations are, and I know I probably shouldn't be singing, you know, but you know, and you know, it's great to have that in hindsight, but like looking back and being I was probably, it had to be like 07-ish, so like being a 26-year-old kid and just being like in my first real band and getting out and doing that shit and having a good time, and you know, like if I got paid, I got money in my pocket, you know, because back then that was, you know, I didn't know any better. I didn't know, no, we should put this shit away so we have money when we want to record, when we want to tour, when we want to do this stuff. Like I didn't think to do that. I didn't think to put the money away. That's what I could probably do a fucking course on, is just managing your own fucking band, and you know, where the money, like if you're in this for money, you're in the wrong fucking business.
Yeah, dude.
But you can, you know, you can do this without spending too much money.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's right. Like the amount of people that are actually making a living playing punk rock and are making like fine, you can scrape by doing it, but the people that are actually making a living where they're like coming out ahead is very slim to none. But you do it because you love it, so the people that stick around are the ones that figure out how to do it that way, as you're saying, like affordably. Like you don't need to buy a fucking $4,000 bass guitar. You can fucking buy a Squier and just get it set up correctly, and then just beat the living hell out of it, and it's gonna sound, for the type of sound you're creating, if you know how to edit or adjust the levels on your amps and actually get a tone out of it, it's going to be fucking fine. Like, don't go nuts.
I didn't know shit about tone back then either, but luckily I was only playing on a couple of songs.
I mean, I am embarrassed at how long it took me to even think about my own tone.
I went and watched the XM Priory stuff I did, and I at one point over the course of those last 5 years, I said, I apologize to anybody that came to that show and heard my guitar, because I didn't know shit about dialing in a tone.
Is it just like blunt or something, or
it was. I think it was like too high. It was like
like that Minutemen shit.
Yeah, it was. Trying to think of the word that I often see used when it's like it's shrill.
Okay.
You know, like it is not. It's not pleasant to listen to, and I'm like, so now, like, I'm sitting here, and you know, like, you've been with me through like a couple of iterations of Helixes, and you know, seen me dial in these tones and how good they sound just through like, you know, FR speakers and shit, and through, you know, the venue PA speakers, and now I'm like, you know, we're playing places like Timeless Babes where it's like that's not gonna work. So I got the Boss Katana. This is I paid $300 for this, and this thing sounds amazing. I got it for the cleans. It does all the modeling shit too. It has like all the Boss pedals built into it.
Oh, nice.
But it's like I got it for the cleans because I built a pedal board, and I spent hours just sitting here fucking with shit to get a great tone out of it. And it's actually usually on the floor. I just pack it up during the podcast because it's like it's got to get out of the way. It's actually, it's. She thought that was a briefcase. Oh, this is a fucking briefcase. That is where my pedals are.
You got Marcellus Wallace's soul in there?
I guess so. Does he look like a bitch? Hey, a movie reference I understood.
Yeah, good for you. Joe knows something. It ain't Jack. He knows one thing.
I understood a movie reference. I have seen Pulp Fiction a couple of times.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction's a good flick.
Yeah.
I gotta watch some more movies. I ain't been dude, fucking sober January, man. It's weird. Month just slows down and like I just end up doing different shit. I read a book this month. I don't read. I read all day at my job, so I don't want to fucking do it when I get home. But I read a fucking Cormac McCarthy book because the guy from Drug Church kept talking about it on his podcast, Blood Meridian, which apparently they're making into a movie and is apparently the new like hyper trendy, edgy motherfucker book. So I don't think I would have read it if I had known that. It was pretty great though.
Trust me, I know all about reading for work and not wanting to read.
Dude, yeah, that's right. You do the same fucking shit.
I've got books that I own that I have not had. Like, I just got Barry Gordy's autobiography when I was in Detroit. Because it was a free gift from the Motown Museum when we went to do the tour there. It was like that weekend. They're like, we're going to give you the Barry Gordy autobiography for free. Like, sweet. At the end of the tour, just go out through the gift shop. Like, cool. And I bought Claudette Robinson's book, children's book, and it's autographed.
Oh, nice.
Had John read it on the air. I'm like, you be careful with this. This is signed by the First Lady of Motown. Like,
man, tell me you dropped it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Killer tour, by the way. If you're ever in Detroit, definitely check out the Motown Museum. Unbelievable. Get Stefan as your tour guide. I only know his name because I was there with a Bills fan.
Oh, God. So he was like, hey, like Diggs, woo.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, as much as that helped us in our fucking unceremonious end to a unceremonious season.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what was I doing? I was fucking watching this bass player. I've been watching these fucking reaction videos because I've been want to watch people with different perspectives on things explain the things to me that I like. And he was, oh my God, fucking James Jamerson, fucking showing me James Jamerson bass lines, and I'm just like, this guy, I gotta watch this. I'll be way, way, way better on my fucking instrument. So yeah, I was delving into some Motown shit at 3 a.m, stone cold sober the other night. That was a good time.
Yeah. I don't drink to begin with, so sober January is just like another boring month for me.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep going back to it. It's actually been a wonderful month, but Jesus fucking Christ, man. I think it's because I'm stuck on a loop of the only 3 thoughts in my head are the Bills have lost, I can't have a beer about it, and we are currently writing a new EP, and I'm very fucking hung up, so I just keep looping over and over. Writing music sucks. Playing music is awesome. Writing music fucking sucks.
Dude, I think since you left, we have like 3 brand new songs that are not just reworked old ones.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah. Actually, debuting one of them next week.
Ooh.
At Timeless Babes.
Ooh.
So
we'll get out there and see that shit. New shit, man.
I think we're playing all 3. I think we're playing all 3 of the songs that we wrote since you left the band last year.
Nice.
2 years ago almost.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit, it's coming up on that already? Oh my God.
Man, well, it was like Joe's first show was Music is Art in 2022, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time fucking flies, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of time flying, it is time to play more music.
Ooh.
God, friends of yours. Are they not? Amateur Hockey Club?
Yeah. That's Abram and I think Craig are in that band. They jam with us when we do cover shows. They play Weezer tunes with Wrestle with Jimmy.
Right. So I've seen these guys a couple of times. They're fantastic. I saw them Music is Art one year, and then I saw them Fernway's Halloween show in 2022. They were dressed up in hockey gear.
Nice.
Don't expect to see them do that this Saturday at Mohawk, but stranger things could happen. Let's see what we got for information on this. We got Amateur Hockey Club returns to Mohawk Place with Buffalo's Sweethearts Letter to Elise before Manhattan and Pretty Good State University on Saturday, February 3rd. Pre-sale $11, $14 day of show. They're missing the ages, which it's Mohawk. It's 18 plus. So I can fill in the blank on that because I book Mohawk. I know Mohawk's typically 18 plus. But we're going to play some Amateur Hockey Club. We're actually playing Letter to Elise later on, too, but that's because they're playing a different show somewhere else later on after that. But this is Amateur Hockey Club, and this song is called Love Each Other a Little on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
Can I say something, promise you won't say to me? Read between the lines, breaking down a melody. It's a cool breeze on a warm night. It's a cold shoulder on a hot body ride. If I say this, promise you won't walk out on me. Space between my fingers, tension building harmony. It's the last time, I'll say it's the last time. This is the last time for the last time. The clock is counting the seconds. The stars are all laughing. I'll be your personal disaster. You'll be mine. We got so caught up in all that we could. We didn't stop to think about what we should. Can I tell you about something that's been skipping me? There's always love that's consuming me. It's the right place at the right time. I'm the wrong person in the wrong fucking life. The clock is counting the seconds. The stars are all laughing. I'll be a personal disaster, and you'll be mine. We got so caught up in all that we could. We didn't stop to think about what we should. Find blue in the face, rough mistakes that I never made, hate on places that I never been, choke on words that I should have said. I look for your face in every crowd, and hate every time that I think about the way it tastes, the way it breaks, the way you hang around, 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 the way you hang This is the last time, I'll say it's the last time. This is the last time for the last time. This is the last time, I'll say it's the last time. This is the last time for the last time.
Amateur Hockey Club, All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show, the song called Love Each Other a Little.
The little bass riff at the end there is going to be stuck in my head. That's fucking sick.
Catch them in Mohawk Place, $11 pre-sale, $14 day of the show. That's Saturday night with Letter to Elise, before Manhattan and Pretty Good State University. I think I have previously on this show played a band called Letters to Elise, thinking that it was Letter to Elise. Because I went to go look them up. I'm like, why can't I find this latest song that they have? Because I went on their Facebook and they're like, we got this brand new single. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta, like, why didn't I see it? And then I saw it under Letter to Elise. So if I have previously played Letters to Elise and not Letter to Elise, my apologies. We'll talk about that more in like 20 minutes because we still have a whole quarter of the show still to go here.
Yeah, fucking, let's finish strong, buddy.
I guess, yeah, man.
Yeah.
We've just been just topic to topic today. Just
Yeah, it's kind of been all over the place.
Things have been like shaving and then football and
Yeah, shaving, football, internet connections.
Yeah.
Music here and there.
Radio contests, giving away your dream job.
That's right. Imagine if they did that for like a licensable position.
I know, right?
Yeah, we need a new associate attorney at our firm. Let's just have it be a popularity contest.
I figure, like, if I go and I do if I go to college, I could get this job. And then, like, by the time I was done with college, dropped out, it was like, nobody listens to the fucking radio anymore anyway.
Yeah, dude,
I'm
it's
not
all
really,
AM radio, sports talk, baby.
not
That's it.
really missing out on anything by not getting that dream job. Like, I got a buddy he went for library science.
Oh, yeah, I got a buddy doing that.
And I'm like, dude, you picked the worst major. Like, it was a good major at the time you picked it. But who the fuck goes to libraries anymore? My kid was talking about doing that. I'm like, don't do that. Yeah. I'm like, do you realize? I'm like, look, my friend went for library science. He's got a fucking master's degree in that shit. And he can't get a job. He's still working at hotels.
Oh, man.
Don't. Because it's not a relevant job really anymore.
It's, yeah, the jobs that exist for it are very good. My buddy who does it was lucky. He did get a job, but he had to leave Buffalo and go to New York City.
That's just it.
Yeah, it's like you basically got to move. Like, and the other thing is, like, you might want to take a look at, before you determine whether or not you're going to spend 4 years and $100,000 on that shit, or more, considering it's a master's, you might want to take a look at what our next administration is, because there's one particular branch of the government that tends to cut a lot of funding towards libraries, and there's another that, still cuts it, but not as much.
Sure.
So you might want to consider that before you move into that fucking career field.
I mean, I'll tell you, I used to hang out in the library. I did. Like, I liked going to the library. I liked looking at books. I liked checking out books. Going to the AV section and getting CDs and DVDs. And
I used to do that before, fucking had Spotify and shit. I'd go to the library and just take out every CD and burn them to my fucking iPod.
That is exactly my point. I can get every single thing that I can get in the library right here.
Yeah. The one thing that is cool about it, though, because, like, Natalie has a fucking library account on her Kindle, and you can check out books by having, a library card and just download it. So she doesn't even need to get up. And then, I don't know, she read like 57 books last year.
When Paul Rubens died, I was looking for Pee-wee's Big Adventure, because I hadn't seen it in probably since the 80s. And so probably since before you were born.
Probably. Anyway, 89.
So I went and there's a site called Just Watch where they'll tell you where you can watch movies. And so I punched in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and it's like, you can watch it on Hoopla. No, it wasn't Big Adventure. It was Pee-wee's Playhouse, the TV show.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, I could watch it on Hoopla. What the fuck is Hoopla? And it's like, put in your library card information, which I didn't have a library card in Buffalo. I just got one. Specifically to watch Pee-wee's Playhouse. The only thing is, you get a limited number of checkouts on that service per month, and each episode was a single checkout.
Oh, that's tough.
That sucks.
That's better for a movie, but yeah, for a fucking TV show, you're gonna burn through them in an afternoon.
Per episode, just man. Yeah, I've been.
Maybe I'll do that. I've got glaring omissions in my movie history. My fucking coworkers were trashing me because I've never seen The Godfather.
I haven't either.
Yep, exactly. And that's the thing is, like,
you're on my level if you haven't seen The Godfather.
Yeah, and, like, I was making fun of myself, and it's accurate. I should watch The fucking Godfather. I should watch movies that are important, that are, like, fucking preserved in the Library of Congress, move the art form forward in some way. But instead, I have not seen The Godfather, but I have fucking seen Clerks about 400 times. Like, I make terrible decisions and cannot be trusted with my own free time.
Yeah, Clerks is a regular film in my rotation as well. So,
and it's fucking great. It's a wonderful fucking movie, but it's like,
I took John to see Clerks 3.
I still haven't fucking seen it,
dude.
I still haven't seen it.
Bring some tissues, man. That's a sad movie. I
need some sadness.
But at that point, John had never seen Clerks. He'd seen Clerks 2, he'd seen Mallrats, he'd seen a bunch of the Kevin Smith, like, View Askew movies. And I'm like, why haven't you seen Clerks? It was in black and white.
Oh, come on, John.
I'm like, dude, no. Once you start watching that movie, you forget that shit's in black and white. Like, watch the fucking movie. So the night before we went to see Clerks 3, he watched Clerks. And so, like, when he got to the end of that movie, he was just as, like,
John,
I don't want to spoil
the feels,
it, so.
buddy. Yeah, I will definitely watch that shit.
Definitely.
How can you have watched Mallrats and, like, fucking Clerks 2 without watching, like, the entire appeal, in my opinion, of that entire like Viewisk universe, universe as it is fucking, it hinges on Clerks.
Technically, though, Mallrats takes place the day before Clerks.
That's true, and that's fine, but like, I just mean the reason it all works. Like,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love Kevin Smith. He's fucking, it's a very punk rock way of going about movie making and being able to express what you want, doing it your own way all the time. But like, if I'm really being honest with myself, the only two movies I would say approach any type of like high art would be Clerks and Chasing Amy.
And Mark says Chasing Amy is Smith's best.
Yeah,
It's a great movie.
Chasing
Great
Amy, I
movie.
think, is by far his best movie. And then the rest of it is more like part two. It's like, oh, like, yes, this is fun. I remember when this template was set, and I will just ride it forever. Like, the cracks in the, I shouldn't even say cracks. It's just a vibe, and like, if you
Absolutely.
don't establish it by watching Clerks first, you're probably not going to be able to ride it as effectively.
Yeah. I will say, if anybody out there has not seen Clerks, please watch Clerks before you watch Clerks 3. Watch Clerks 2 as well, because it does allude a lot to Clerks 2. But Clerks is basically required viewing before you watch Clerks 3.
Yeah, 100%.
Clerks 2, not my favorite Viewisk Universe movie, but if you have the DVD and you go and you watch till the end, you watch all the way through the credits, at the very end of it, there's MySpace credits. And what it was is if you followed movies on MySpace, they would put your name in the credits. So my name is in the credits on the Clerks 2 DVD.
Oh, no shit.
It's not on whatever streaming service it's on, right? But if you watch it on the DVD, my name's in those credits.
Oh, that's cool. I've got the DVD. I'll go check it out.
Yeah, you gotta. They go by super fast, so you gotta like basically, go
Like-
get to the K's and just like watch very slowly. you
Like
know?
fucking Bart looking for his name in the Krusty show.
Exactly, exactly. Except it's not all distorted off to the side, like that's that says
dude.
Brad Storch. Dude, I've been watching this game show called The Floor that's on Fox every Tuesday night. And I've been watching and waiting because one of the categories somebody picked was The Simpsons. But it was celebrities on The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
I've been waiting, and finally last night they picked somebody challenged the guy who had The Simpsons. And the way this show works is like if somebody challenges you and you beat them, you inherit their category.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy inherited The Simpsons category. I'm like, everybody that has a chance to like challenge this guy, I'm like, pick him. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be like celebrities on The Simpsons. And they would show the picture of the actual celebrity. And I failed miserably at that category. I'm
Really?
like, damn, dude, if you would have shown me like the character they played, I might have been better at this.
Right, do a
But
reverse
you show me,
play.
like half the time, even celebrities I know, I don't recognize in fucking, photos, paparazzi photos and shit, like
Was the question who is the celebrity or what character they voiced?
it was named the celebrity.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm
dude,
just-
okay.
I'm like, this is like, I don't recognize half these people. Of course, the guy who had the Simpsons category didn't recognize Elizabeth Taylor, so I'm like, at least I did better than him. I probably would have beat him. Would have got his space on the floor. It's a cool game show, man. There's 5 episodes so far. It's one big game throughout the season. So I highly recommend it. I love game shows, so that's maybe that's just me. Mark says Dogma rocks. Yeah, good luck finding it though.
I've still got the DVD
Me
copy,
too.
but it's in the fucking original aspect ratio, so it looks like absolute shit on my 4K TV.
Gotcha.
But Dogma's a fun movie. I like Dogma a lot.
Yeah, they so like like Harvey Weinstein still owns that.
That's right. That's why.
So that's why you won't get it on streaming because nobody wants to broach that subject.
Yeah, fucking right.
So
Makes
you
sense.
gotta have DVDs or get it through other means because you can't legally get it through streaming. What surprised me was Airheads was not available for the longest time, but it's on Hulu now.
I watched it about 3 weeks ago.
I watched it Saturday before the Royal Rumble because I was like, I got a couple hours till John gets here. I know Airheads is on Hulu. I'm fucking watching Airheads.
Airheads is fucking great. That movie is fucking underrated as far as like 90s fucking, comedy movies go.
XM Priory to this day still covers Degenerated because Brian compared them to the Lone Rangers.
Nice.
And so they started covering Degenerated. And I think he got to hear them play it once. But I had the privilege of, but Brian was still alive when I played it with them. But, they when we played with them at Evening Star a couple of months ago, they did sound check with that song.
Nice.
And I was just like, I'm sitting there with my buddy John, and I'm like, dude, give me a sec. I gotta record this. They're playing Brian's song. Like,
That's awesome.
It was when I was in Detroit. One of the bands played Easy Target. The Blink cover band played Easy Target off the self-titled album because they were celebrating the 20-year anniversary of the self-titled album on that show.
Oh, yeah.
And so they played Easy Target, which is Brian's favorite Blink song.
Uh-oh.
So I'm like, hold on, Dennis. Let me take video of them playing this song.
That's cool.
And then I also shot them playing the rock show, like I did with you guys, and sent it to my friend in the UK who... She her name on MySpace when we started talking was the girl at the rock show. So she started this thing. She sent me a video when it was just the two of them doing an acoustic show because Travis wouldn't fly over there. She went and saw them and took video and sent it to me of them playing the rock show. So when I saw them play it like 6 months later at Darien Lake, I'm like, hold on, got to record this. Send it to her. Sent it to her when I saw them at Art Park. Sent it every time I've only seen you guys play it once, and I sent it to her. I sent her when the band in Detroit, Blink 2002, when they played it. I'm like, yeah, this is a tradition. This has to stay alive now. This has to be a thing. Like,
fuck yeah, dude.
So like I saw the rock show on your set list. So I don't know if you saw me walk around to the front of the stage.
Yeah, I did.
Because I'm like, they're going to play the rock show. I got to take a video of this. Like,
that song's so fun to play.
It's
so easy, dude. It's crazy learning all those Blink songs and just seeing how much they're able to do with so little.
Dude,
and like, not even just instrumentation, like how little understanding of musical theory. Like, it's fucking perfect for me because I have next to zero understanding of music theory.
I took a Skillshare course on music theory and still have no fucking clue. I know what a circle of fifths is and how to use it now. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I will regularly, like, if I'm just sitting here and I've got nothing else going on, I'll pull up the chords to Dookie and just play the album all the way through.
Yeah.
Playing and singing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, these songs are fucking easy.
Yeah.
On guitar.
Yeah. The Dookie is... Green Day is interesting because they were like one of the first punk bands I remember getting into. Obviously, I'm wrong in this notion, but when I was getting into punk rock, they were like the first band I listened to where I was like, wow, like there's bass here. Like the bass is actually shaping these songs in ways that give them all of the kick they need to be good. Without the bass, these songs will fucking suck. Not that they would suck, but they wouldn't be as earwormy, Like,
I'll tell you,
like Mike Dirnt's a good bassist.
We were going to do a cover band, and it was going to be me playing bass, and Joe was going to play guitar, and Leland was going to sing, and John was going to play drums. And we were going to, my idea was, and I pitched this to you actually, was we were going to do the Blink set we were going to do the Green Day set from the Pop Disaster Tour stop at Darien Lake, and you guys were going to do the Blink set. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was like, yo, these fucking Green Day bass lines are no fucking joke.
Yeah, there's actually some fucking
I already knew how to play When I Come Around, which is that's kind of a tricky song to play. And then I started playing She, and I'm like, oh shit, like there's a solo in here, like what the...
Yeah, she is a weird, like almost like it's not a walk down, but like it descends. Like it goes, it starts on higher notes and then it ends back on the root and resolves that way. But like, I don't know. He's an interesting bass player. Like he's not the world's most talented bass player, but he's very smart. And like, I don't know. At the point in time when I was getting into them, it stood out to me and I was like, wow, other punk bands don't do this. This must be why they've gotten big. And then I was fucking wrong.
Right.
Like then I learned about like Rich Kids on LSD and I was like, oh, no. There's other good bass players.
I will say this about Green Day, and that is, I often, somebody actually posted yesterday, like what band got you into, the music you're into. And I said, I always say it was White Zombie and Rage Against the Machine. But before those, before More Human Than Human, and before, Rage Against the Machine's Evil Empire album, I was listening to Green Day Dookie.
Yeah.
That was my first punk album, and that was the album that got me into rock in general. That probably opened that gateway to, seeing a White Zombie video and being like, this song's actually really fucking good. And hearing Bulls on Parade and People of the Sun and being like, yo, this band is doing rock and rap. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, dude.
And then kind of, progressing into from the rock rap thing to more of yo, Metallica's the best fucking band on the planet, man. Let's go. And I can say Green Day started all that shit when they put out Dookie 30 years ago tomorrow.
Fuck yeah.
And I still love that album to this day, and that's not to take away from any of the other albums. I mean, Insomniac is my favorite.
Yeah.
I did hate the trilogy and Revolution Radio and 21st Century Breakdown, and I'm
not into them.
I did not hate Father of All You Motherfuckers. I didn't hate that.
Is that the garage rock one?
Yeah.
I haven't listened to that. I've heard it's surprisingly decent.
So the story with that is when it came out, nobody fucking wanted it, so Amazon was selling it on vinyl for $6. So I bought one and Brian bought one. Brian got his first. Brian's like, this album is actually really good. I'm like, bullshit, dude. I've heard those singles. And then I put the record on, I'm like, this album is actually... I don't want to say really good because I think it was just lowered expectations, but it was it's different enough where I actually like it.
Yeah.
And then they just put out their latest album, Saviors, a couple of weeks ago. I finally got a chance to listen to that last week. And
I haven't listened to Saviors, but I like the new single that they used in that Taco Bell commercial.
Yeah.
Fucking Look Ma, No Brains is a fun song. I'm not going to call it art or anything, but it's like a Teenage Bottle Rocket song. It's all fucking downstrokes.
It's a pretty good album, man. I liked it. It took me a couple of it took me a couple of days to listen to it once I got it, because I actually went out the day it came out trying to get it from Revolver, but Revolver had been closed for a week because of the storms. So when I walked into Revolver, when they opened at 11 o'clock in the morning, I said, yo, when are you getting the new Green Day? She said, I don't know. I said, well...
So who?
I'm like, all right, well, she's like, do you want me to call you when we get it? I'm like, nah, because I'm just going to go home. Or I'm going to go find somewhere else to buy it. And I ended up just on the way home ordering it from Amazon, getting it Monday. And then I didn't get a chance to listen to it probably Thursday, and I threw it on. I listened to it. Yeah, it was probably, I listened to that, and then I listened to the Virus X records. I listened to all those back to back. And I didn't hate the new Green Day. It's still no Dookie or Insomniac, but it's, also not American Idiot Part 7.
Maybe I'll give it a listen. I need some new shit, man. I've been running in a rut. I ain't been doing shit except for going back and trying to
I was gonna ask you about the new Alkaline Trio, because I haven't heard that yet.
Actually, what I'm listening to right now. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm having fun with it.
I think
you're
more into them than I ever was.
So I love Alkaline Trio. Yeah. I think they're another band where they do a lot with a little.
I like some of their stuff. I like the singles they put out off that big album they had, right?
Either Crimson or fucking From Here to Infirmary.
Here to Infirmary.
That album's fucking great.
I've seen you guys play that.
Yeah, we play that thing front to back.
And that's why I'm like, yo, I know this song. I knew Stupid Kid, and then there's another song you guys play off that album. I'm like, I know this one too.
Armageddon.
Armageddon, yes. I know that one.
Fucking thing with that album is it's I don't really know what their understanding of theory is, because they don't really. I'm into this right now because Ethan is drilling it into my head. He's like, no, we need to have things that aren't just power chords. We need suspended chords and shit. And I'm like, what does that mean? But it's what I'm noticing is the shit that I'm into is all very power chord driven, and all the note choices are very safe. But that makes them very, very, very melodic and earwormy because you're primed for it.
We're in the studio the other day, and they're telling me, no, we want you to palm mute this part. It's the ska chords that I was doing when towards the end of your tenure with us.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, no, we want you to palm mute it. And I'm like, palm mute? What the fuck? What do you mean palm muting? And I know what palm muting is. Like, that's not the question. The question is, what the fuck do you mean palm mute it? Because that's going to sound fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
And Joe comes in and he's like, what are you even playing here? And I'm like, I'm playing the same chords that we're playing through the same chord progression, just I'm playing bar chords. He's like, oh, you know how to play bar chords? I'm like, yeah, dude. He's like, well, we want you to play it like, and he's like trying to kind of show me. And he just meant like to like scratch in between the, like you had told me to do. But my whole thing was like, we're recording this. I want to do this as clean as possible, and then maybe go back and add that shit. So I'm like, we'll do it the way you guys want, whatever. I don't fucking care. Like, as long as it gets done. I want to, before we get out of here, I want to talk about Mark said the rights for Dogma fell down a fucking Weinstein hole. And did you know Weinstein used to fucking book shows here? Literally around the corner at Sky Room.
Really?
Yeah. He used to be a Buffalo. He used to be a concert promoter in Buffalo.
Oh, shit.
And I will tell you, I have, actually, let me see if I can find it here real quick. Before that, that's still Rancid. Do I only have the one? No,
the suspense is killing me, Joe.
I know. Oh, it would be before Rancid, that's why. I have... No, not that one. It's here, trust me. Here we go. The Ramones, live in Buffalo, February 8th, 1979 on vinyl. Bootleg vinyl, by the way.
Nice.
And that is how I found out. Because at the end of it, because it's from a radio broadcast, and at the end of it, the DJ is like, oh yeah, presented by Harvey Weinstein and so, and like, I put out like, did you guys know Harvey Weinstein used to promote concerts here? And my buddy Jim just came through with the whole story. Like, yeah, him and his buddy Corky used to put on shows all the time. So now I see flyers all the time. My buddy Aiden posts like old Buffalo concert flyers. And they'll be for shit that happened at the Sky Room, which is literally right around the corner here. It was right around the corner here. It's called Shays Seneca now. But these flyers would all say presented by Harvey and Corky.
No shit.
And that's the fucking Harvey. That's insane to me.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
Like,
I mean, I think he was a UB guy, so it makes sense that he was kicking around here. But like, you wouldn't think that you would go from being a concert promoter into like movie production at that level. It's kind of a strange pivot, even though they're both in the same field of like entertainment. Like, dude, they're different things.
It tripped me out when I learned that. I'm like, that's an incredible thing to know. Like, as big of a piece of shit as he is.
Yeah.
That's
an interesting piece of fucking trivia.
That's an interesting piece of trivia to me, is that he used to fucking promote concerts literally around the corner from where I live now. So we got one more song to play here. This band is playing on that show at Mohawk on Saturday with Amateur Hockey Club, but they are also playing a show at The Cave, which is at 71 Military here in Buffalo, along with Mom Rock, America's #1 no-frills rock band. That's happening Tuesday, February 6th at 7 p.m. There is no other information. Oh, no, there it is. There's February 6th, 2024, $12 advance, $15 at the door. It doesn't say ages. I think it's The Cave. I think The Cave is 21. I'm not sure. I'm not sure entirely. You could probably ask the band and find out, or ask the venue. But we're going to play a song from Letter to Elise, not Letters to Elise, as I alluded to 20 minutes ago, or more at this point. This song is called Day Drinking on all WNY Think So Joe show. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
I tried to phone ya, my dear. Yeah, I know you're still working, but I don't really care. I tried to phone ya, come downstairs. Yeah, we're young and in love, so let's have a little fun. Well, can we day drink, get matching tattoos, put it all on red, I'll buy this house for you. Don't go, you know. Or can we daydream?